What's happening, people? Welcome back to All You Can Eat. I say All You Can Eat Warriors, and we welcome you in from every platform here on YouTube, on IG, X, and on Ash Thomas TV
You.
on YouTube. And I've got my man back. I know you guys have missed him. I was going solo in the woods for a little bit there. I was a little bit lost, but now I found my partner, and we're on our way back to home base. But my man Ash, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Some would say, brother, you're the halfback and I'm the 5'8". You know what I mean? It's good to be back together, brother. It's good to be back. I'll be Lukey Metcalf to you, Sean Johnson, baby. And but no, it's good to be back, man. Good to see everyone. Good to see all the familiar faces and all that. And yeah, appreciate you having me back on, bar.
Anytime and always. As you know, Ash is my co-host, so he's part of the family. He's part of the furniture. Here at wahsup TV and on All You Can Eat Warriors. You big up everyone in the chat. Jackson Ford, let's eat. Let's eat, baby.
Let's eat.
Daniel Berry, morning. Good morning, sir, from wherever you are on the other side of the world, that may be. Styles, what's up? Good to see you. And Rob, my man. Chair Kiwi Raider. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Welcome in, everyone. Yes, and on Instagram, if you are in the building, please jump in on the posted the YouTube link. Sorry, we don't get you guys comments. Can't get to you guys very much. So if you do have a comment, please go up onto wahsup TV. The link is in the live. Come on over to YouTube and share your cordial over there. Everyone on Twitter, thank you very much. And everyone from Ash Thomas TV, appreciate you guys coming through. And Joshua saying, let's push. Yes, let's get into this, guys. But we'll start off, guys. I know you're buzzing about that team list. We know you are. But we've got a little bit of my homework to finish off. We're a little bit behind. So let us get into our homework, please, if you will. Yeah, so let's just recap. We're going to do the second half, guys. Hey, my man 40. This is my man 40. This guy, remember the guy, No Mates?
Yeah. Oh,
he's
no
actually,
mates.
yeah, he's actually a guy I know from IG. I just clicked put the dots together today, but
No
very good
way.
dude. Holding it down on the north end at Mount Smart every week. So shout out to the bro 40. Good to see you, my man. Yeah, we're gonna do some video footage right now. We just got to finish off that second half, and it's good to get Ash's view. Ash hasn't had a chance to even share some of his views on the game. So let's get some of his talking points on that, and we'll talk through it as we watch some of the footage. So let me set that up right now.
Let's go.
And then let's see if we can get this one up here. There we go. Okay, so just going second half. We did the last night with Josh last night. Going into second half here. Actually, just quickly, Ash, thoughts on the game, overall performance. How'd you feel, brother?
Yeah. Overall, obviously, good to get the win overall. I thought that we started really, really strong. We left a couple of tries out there, as we know. With the AFB, could have offloaded the Sean in a couple of moments there. Was it the bomb try Jacko that could have passed it to Mets? There was a couple of moments where we could have just doubled on a lot of what we had. We could have gone up like 20-4, 20-0 really, if you actually thought about it. But I feel like defensively we held in really well. Other than like we had a couple of moments there we did lapse out of the game, and we pretty much were giving them a little bit of a chance a little bit late on, just to give us a roller coaster ride that we didn't really want. But like the overall bones of these performances, this was probably our worst performances out of the last three, or last couple of games and that. But we end up coming home with the W against a really, really strong outfit that played a very good game as well. If you probably noticed, the Raiders are a very high percentage type football team. And we are growing to be becoming that also, with a high percentage game and backing our defense and using that as attack. It's kind of like a very similar to what the Panthers have been doing, where, they use a lot of their defense and their line speed to really turn the game into our favor. And it's showing in this first couple of games in the season what we are putting into place. So I'm really excited for later on. Just good to get the win here. Obviously, it was pretty disappointing. We feel like we're one of those teams, bro, and I want to touch on you. We feel like we're one of those teams that just get unlucky sometimes, hey? Like, we get on these massive high and that, and I feel like the boys are trying their heart out and their momentum's just on. But late in that game when the Raiders started to come home, they had obviously the Captain Challenge win on Chanel, which was kind of like, come on, let's go. And then the Metcalf one, they got challenged. They challenged that. They got that one. It just felt like back to back to back. Like we just got unlucky. It just seems to happen with us these days. But hopefully with the full 80-minute performance coming up in the future, because we will build towards that, we will see a little bit more luck go our way. And it had a couple of moments of luck in this game, but it did feel like we got unlucky a little bit mid to late in that game for the Raiders to come back pretty strong. So
Yeah,
that was my overall thoughts overall. Yeah.
Totally agree on that, bro. Tautoko those called it all there. This one here, we'll get into our video here session here. Just dropping the kids off pretty much, dropping Jackson Ford underneath.
Yep.
Just a nice simple one, and I think we need to do more of it. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, 100%. Especially with the, you've been speaking about how we've been running a deeper V for a while now. And if you go back to that little part of that footage there, like, Shawnee, Metz is not that far away from Jacko at that point, and Jacko is folding back under. Metz is like kind of like that man out the back that it's like late. So if Shawnee was just a dummy off there, we could have had a really nice, option there to give it to Metz on the outside. So
true, on the
I
outside,
love that option too, and obviously, Jacko had struggled with a lot of short balls on the line. Bringing him back under obviously is a little bit easier for him to take that carry and, do the better part of what his game is, which is more work rate based. So that's my opinion on that. What have you been looking at this? What are you seeing?
I just think it's a safe option for him.
100.
Works well for his style and giving him like touches that he, a lot of our guys need touches. 240. Hey, shout out Nenad. I think you're coming over from Ash's channel.
Nenad, Dragons fan, mate. Watch out for this man here.
Oh, is he? This is not the Mad Dragon, is it?
No, not the Mad Dragon. That guy's a bit crazy, brother.
No. Shout out Nenad. Thanks for jumping over here, watching. And Rob Hill saying we're watching on 240p. Yeah, my apologies, guys. Try and pixelate, get away from the pixelating if you can. My apologies, but we won't be too long. We'll keep it moving. So just carrying on from same again here.
Yep.
And just bear with me, everyone. I have to kind of freeze frame every. This is like watching, when you play the game with the kids, it's a statue game, and you turn around. What's it? Stop!
Hold
you turn
right
around,
there.
stop. Yeah, it's like that. What was it? What's that Korean TV show? And it's what's it called?
You done me in, bro. My blind's just completely gone. I had it before. Squid Game. Squid Games. That's what it is,
Squid Games, bro. I play Squid Games with blimmin' video analysis.
I love Korean food, bro. All you can eat.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, and another one, just dropping him underneath. Again, just simple stuff. Gives him options. He kind of goes back into that space there. Yeah, I just think it's a good little thing. Welcome in, Ezra. And welcome in, Hi, Jacko.
I think like the big thing with the pulling him under, bro, like you probably just noticed from the footage there, is like very early on with the Sharks, we noticed how quickly they wanted to come up and shut down our playmakers. And so with this, doing something like this, obviously Shawnee's bringing those players that have got the heat on him outwards to bring Jacko under to the space in behind the ruck. So would
Good
work
call.
really, really well late in the game. Obviously, with tied middle, A defenders and
Yes.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I love that look too because our playmakers have been getting a lot of heat lately from defenses. Obviously, Shawnee too being our main playmaker.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call. Yeah, Laker man. Cool. I don't know. Minecraft made a footy. Yo,
Bro,
everyone's lighting me up on my footage. Come on, guys, man. I spent time cutting this footage up.
yeah, give this man a break.
Richard, Evening Brothers, I agree on that play and the outside hole run too. Jacko is fast. Manly do that play too with Turbo. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
good call.
not bad.
But yeah, just I think it's just something. It's a safe option, that type of thing.
Mm.
Let me pull that comment off so we can. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I think this is another kind of variation, just early, nothing heavy at the line. Give it
Yeah,
to him early. He dropped three. I mean, they've probably reflected on it from the Sharks game and thought, okay, just give him an early touch before the line. Simple stuff, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
Well, it works really well for Mets too, with the speed that he has out the back. Like it sets Mets up in the best positions possible on those 3-on-2 looks. So that's what I
yeah.
love about that having that look. It puts him in a more of a fullback look, which is where I feel like he
Yes.
thrives a little bit more.
Yeah. And I've got some Mets footage. I think there's some touches that we can go over. Now, this was the double block. Now, actually,
Mm,
Manly did really good, kind of pushing up, I suppose, closing the gap, I feel.
yeah,
And then Hopewadi releasing really well. Shoulders forward, straight, no turn in at all. So I suppose really nullified this play. What's your thoughts on this play? Do you think it's just credit to Hopewadi to Canberra, probably
yeah.
keying in on this type of a play and setting up the defense?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Especially when we run such a similar play against the Melbourne Storm to get our first points of the game, and we saw how hard that centre usually bites in on that. I think that's just all on Albert for really trusting his inside man with Hudson Young there. I think those boys really worked as well as they could against that double
Yeah.
block shape. Especially the amount we were running on poor young friggin' Strange. I thought he did really well, the young six for the Raiders, with the amount of ball that we ran at him.
Yeah, he got a ton of looks. Yeah, no, you're bang on
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, it was good to see. We still we're confident enough to keep running that play, and it'll come off. Like it's just obviously with good defensive teams, sometimes it may not
Yeah.
happen the way we want it to be.
I actually looked at it compared to the Melbourne Storm game. I was trying to see
Mm.
what was the field kind of shortened up. No, it was actually kind of identical in
Yep.
terms of field placement. I think if anything, Melbourne were a bit the defensive line was a bit more jagged. As you can see, I think Canberra's line speed and their spacing and
Yeah.
everything was really tight. So you got to give credit
Yep.
to Canberra. I think in many cases.
I just love the extra ripples that we have. Like, we run that double block and then now we're running one under with Catewell and
Yeah.
and who's on that? That's probably Catewell on that. And you got Tua Pick on the out. So we're running double blocks, one under, one as a in line. It's really
Yeah.
good to see the multiple shapes. I think the AFB one, the try for the first game, we ran a
Yes.
very similar shape as well. So there's so many different variables to our attack, but it's very similar, if that makes sense. So it's really good to see the boys really in tune here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really good call and good call. Joshua Hill saying that play with Rocco more
Mm,
often will open up. So, yeah, it will. And I think it's not like it's like kind of that's one of those type of things where over time, just continue to put those because it's an overlap. It's you're going to continue to stress that part of the field.
yeah.
Um, and that's what we did to the Sharks. Yeah, good call, Joshua. Is what we did to the Sharks last year.
And that moment that
Um,
Rocco didn't tip onto Dallin, like that happens. Rocco usually gets that right more times than not. Like that one time was
yes.
like a one-off, but that would have been a for sure. For me, in my eyes, I would have thought Dallin would have finished that if that was a tip on from that corner. That was a very early on play, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? So,
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
It was. It was pretty early on. Yeah, me and Thing talked about it. We even talked
Yeah.
about last night about the AFB one.
Mm,
What's his name? Savage had closed the space off to pass inside. It was really good work by Savage in terms of almost closing all the options for AFB.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just like and those ones, the general fan consensus. Oh, we bombed 3 tries. Well, probably the forward one for sure, but I think there's a bit more nuance around the AFB one and even the Berry one.
Yeah.
it kind of looked kind of tight anyway. But just something to,
Yeah,
I
just because
suppose, level.
Shawnee was running on the inside, that got covered, and then when Savage got him, he couldn't really get that offload off, so it was
Yeah,
really
he
tough.
couldn't.
But if I felt he went earlier, maybe Shawnee's footwork would have got him home. But then again, that's more say like up in the air sort of thing. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was good to see. Well, this is the Ale line break, is
Yes,
this?
bro. This is the Ali line
Yes.
break. Yeah, yeah.
I noticed it straight off. Like this was good to see. Now it's not just AFB. Barnett's run off this line as well. We got Ale running off this line as well. So it's really good to see multiple different forwards running like this.
Yeah. This is really just I mean, the game.
Beautiful from Tohu.
Sorry, guys, Minecraft. This is my Wah's Minecraft. I need to do my own Minecraft channel of video
This is
analysis.
good though.
But
good.
yeah, the Tohu again, the classic looking out the back. Hudson probably making eye contact with Tohu,
Yeah.
and moving, and just beautiful.
Levi, tough night there.
Yeah, and we don't. Well, not that we. I suppose we don't go to this option because maybe we are drawing the defenders in. But it's nice to see us actually go to the lead runner, and especially Ale, showing the skill that he's got there. Yeah, I thought this was beautiful. This is my only concern about sometimes is because we are so deep. It's almost support plays behind, like 5-6 meters behind.
Yeah. A lot of our
What's your
really
thoughts
good
on
support play. Yeah. I agree. Like there is a little bit of lacking behind. I feel like a lot of our good support play comes from like Mets and stuff, and probably his speed to get past.
Space,
broken. Yeah, he just gets past them pretty quickly and that. In this one here, obviously, I'm thinking Sheck. He must have done a lot of early work. You can just see him on the outside of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He got through 200 meters in that game. So,
but
just
Barney
see
did
Barnett
massive.
cover it.
Yeah,
though,
bro.
Like,
Barnett was massive, bro.
Far out. Look at that.
And a great pass too. I mean, that was kind of the situation with Ford, is that he needed to look. You got to draw in Rapana, obviously, but then you got to get the ball in front of Hudson Young.
Yeah.
Or who? Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's
You got to
Hudson,
you can't. You got to be. It's got to be kind of a line ball pass, right in the pocket. Beautiful.
Barnett
and even though it wasn't a try at the end of it, I thought, man, just wicked.
Yeah.
Look at Barnett on the edge there, eh?
Bro, the work he got through defensively in that, and then he got there, like, well done. Like, that's good to see. That's what we want to see with the Warriors. This is what it's like. We've been seeing it through the first couple of weeks. We're doing all these little things right. It will come together. You know what I mean? These are the little things that a lot of other teams don't have. Like, look, the Titans at the moment are really struggling with their the boys coming together and all that. And we're seeing the boys came together really quickly. So it's good to see.
This one was the play the ball after. I thought RTS should have gone short side.
Short side. I wonder if they're calling short. You can just see a hand here. Oh no, Shawnee went back. Maybe Shawnee overcalled.
He could, because he could. He could take Savage on there.
Oh,
he could. And he's got Dallin right on that, sitting on there, hugging that wing with Berry. I think he could have cut. He could have created something there. But anyway,
he could have came out and really shifted and created a 3-on-2 look with Berry and Dallin on that side. But maybe Shawnee overcalled him to come back in. I'm not too sure.
Possibly, yeah. Shout out Jacko saying Ali is really improving with power, size, and footwork. I would have him on the bench before Bunty. Yeah, that's maybe a talking point tonight as we've the team list. I like using Richard saying I like using the lead runner if it's on. I reckon Toy saw the option and went short ball because it it is good, and it gives the good thing about it too is you get a quick play. If you can get them with a legs tackle, even if they catch it, because if you look at Strange and that they've come in so deep, you can actually get a quick play the ball and then you can send it. It's like it's like springboards because those guys have dropped so much into cover their shape. You get them going back almost 15-20 meters if you can get a quick play the ball off it, so
we're very much like probably the best team in the competition for running stuff like that off their middles, because it's not just Tohu that can really use that. We got Tohu's amazing. He can play like a 6 role and all that, but like Dylan Walker's another one that when we bring him on, like his foot speed from the middle and that late pass that he has as well. We saw that last year with Jazzy and stuff, and then even like AFB's starting to get that part to his game.
Yeah, he's got that touch.
Mitch Barnett as well. So like we got versatility with different players to look at doing the same sort of thing, and so many different looks. So that's the versatility we have on our side at the moment. It's really, really nice.
Look at old Lussick trying to get a Metcalf here.
Look at
He's trying to
him.
go for
Look
that
at
short ball.
him.
Look at him. He was like, hit me, hit me, hit me.
All right, pull those socks up higher, boy. That's get
Yo.
there quicker, boy. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I just think that might have been could have probably gone short. We got the penalty. We got the
Yeah.
6th game and we got the penalty anyway. But
Yep.
what's this one here? Oh, this is Metcalf. Okay, so this is kind of like I thought. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's kind of a fullback look where you can work a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-2. What's your thoughts on this one here? Maybe Capewell too wide on his line, or
yeah. Obviously, this is
there's
when
a few things here.
this is when RTS had to go to fullback because I don't know if you spoke about Tane's numbers, but Tane only played like 40 minutes in that game, and he pumped out some numbers in that game.
Oh, me and Josh were talking about like his actual the way he runs into contact. He can identify what type of run he wants to make to get on the front foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100%.
even though you're thinking a small guy, he's really smart with what he like. Like he bumped off. We looked at the one where he bumped off Fogarty.
Yeah.
But it was because Fogarty had dropped down low and he recognized I can just bump him and get a quick play the ball. Yeah, you know, like he knows how to kind of use his body the best way to get the best for him. But insane numbers, bro. And absolutely insane numbers.
So really that just adds on top of what this looks sort of happens. So maybe Capewell, obviously, you know, being a fill-in on that side, probably didn't get himself in that right position that we really wanted to. Obviously, you know, Mets would have to overcut for that obstruction unless he really runs a short, but it really doesn't open up anything. So he'd have to overrun his run.
That's a good
Capewell
call.
Would have to cut back in.
That would usually be RTS.
Yep.
And you'd think that last week we kind of did that double block like that kind of, and there was a tip on from Metcalf to Montoya, and he bombed the try. We talked about that. And so you're bang on there.
But this is the wrinkle that I love though, bro. Like we've come so far with Mets now. Like obviously I want Mets to learn how to use an edge back roll. Like that's such a big thing for a half, is to control the game, use an edge back roll and use that to your advantage. Shawnee's been doing it for years and years. But like we've noticed that he has shortcomings there at the moment with him and forward.
Yeah.
Now we're getting him on fullback looks that are really opening up his speed on the edge, and he's beating up that first defender. Like he's already got the first step there, nearly at that center that's had a very early cover on him. Like Capewell barely dragged anyone in there. And Mets his speeds has just got him there. You know what I mean? Like
I actually
just
think
speed.
that's what I actually think is that if Montoya is just a tad bit wider. Because I think Dallin's really good at this type of stuff.
Yep.
Where his timing and running, like he can get on the outside there. I think Montoya may be just a little tight.
Yep.
Just it's a little thing where
little detail. It is.
See, he wants Montoya just on the outside a bit of Kodrick there if he could get it.
I really felt on this play. In my moment, bro, I'm really, really sorry. In the moment, I really did think that Mets could have dummied and come back inside, like really early on. Because he's got that tackle break ability. He's got that little sharp step inside, and that lead, that cover wasn't really covering as hard. At first, I honestly thought he could have just dummied and gone. That center, I didn't think would even wrap him up. But then again, I could be wrong. A lot happened at the end of there. But yeah, I honestly thought he could have gave dummied and went. Yeah,
just a hard dummy, like a hard step, and just cut 100%. It right back. There's a few things,
especially
for
third tackle.
And Montoya could have come back in as well because he was so tight. He could have just dropped underneath. There's just communication. There's a lot of things going on here. Credit to Moko in that situation is just can cover that ground smoothly as well. You know what I mean? We're talking about a guy that's just. He's very quick. And I think in general, Canberra did very well with a lot of their defensive shape, just really, really solid.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Oh, this is the type of look I was talking about. Getting Metcalf in on and in the middle or out the back, like first receiver.
Yep.
And let him make some decisions.
Yep.
Instead of it's always SJ. I think this is better for Metcalf.
Exactly.
Because usually, as we know, he's usually that's usually SJ there, and then he's on the next wave. I reckon just give him a few of these touches early, in the game, and just let him. And look, and you can have the dummy and go. You got options there. It's dummy and go, all good,
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
that's where I think he should get more of those middle, one off the ruck passes underneath, and he just makes some decisions. What's your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
I think like a lot of it does come from because I completely agree. Like this is the whole thing of like I would love to him to learn to use that edge back row a little bit more because he'll get looks like this. People are starting to really like get to him a lot earlier because his running game is really really damaging and like that dummy
Yeah.
and go is there, but it only will be there later on in the game if he uses Jacko. Like if he uses Jacko late and has that little tip on. Like we've seen
Yes.
it with Tomato and all that, Jacko can do that, run those beautiful lines and get in behind, but it'll come later on where he'll just dummy and that will be there. Like we saw Jamal Fogarty was just like, he was biting on the dummy all day. He's just like, you're going to run. But a little bit more of using Jacko and learning that combination there will open that up for him to dummy, and that half is going to really
Yeah.
struggle to sit on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think there's like going to be an opportunity, like I said, maybe use his running game first to open up the passing
Exactly.
game. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So like
Yep.
getting him a few of these touches in the middle of the park, where he's not going to run anyone out of space. He's going to create, find holes for himself, and if he can find those holes for himself, then the tip on for Jacko is going to be there later on, like and vice versa. So yeah, no, I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, but that's good. I saw he's slowly getting a more of a role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's getting more kicking opportunities.
Yep.
Yeah, things are expanding for him at the moment. But, a bit more of that. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I think
This
this was the
defensive.
try. Oh, this is Montoya, mate. Okay.
Yeah. This is a bit of it.
Yeah, this was a bit of. I just think it's just a really. I think we
Poor
had them
read.
covered here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I
Just
think the
really.
biggest thing for me is like having Sheck at that center role really gave Montoya a little bit more like confidence on that side to sit maybe more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having Catewell there, he was trying to make a decision early because just before this was when he gave away they had the challenge brought back because he hit Tomoko, I think, on that run, and Tomoko put it out, or was it the one he hit him and the ball went out and
Yeah.
he got the
Yeah.
resets?
The ball went
That
out.
was
Yeah, there's
that
a
one.
reset. Yep.
And this one, he
Yeah.
was trying to make plays a little bit too much because of not having RTS
Yeah.
inside of him, where RTS would have been like, just wait. You know what I mean? I think that's more of that, but he does have this in his game a little bit, Monty.
Yeah, he does when he doesn't trust the person. I mean, we've seen it with Pompey, Montoya,
Exactly.
Vatu with the center jam. Yeah,
Bro, the jam and
and
nothing
that's a
too.
classic. That's a classic Vatu there. But Vatu, I mean, Vatu would hit. Nah, he'd be hit and miss too, but he usually whacked the ball.
Bro, I heard some commentary team because I watched the clip of this and someone was like, he's going for an intercept. And I was like, that was the first time I ever thought that he maybe even looked for the intercept. But like we're seeing here, like, I never saw what he was trying to do. Like, I was hoping he was just going to try and shut down Tomoko again, but he ran on the inside shoulder of Tomoko. And that's why I was like, I don't know
it was
what's
on
going on.
Well, I thought he was just going to whack Tomoko and just stay on that line.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it's a good call because he's done this before. I mean, Montoya with Pompey, we know what that could be dodgy this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems to have a lot of trust with RT. But simply there, it shifts to Moko. It's just hold and then Metcalf cover, and then you're working in just 2-on-2, and then it's not a hard read there. But man, he just fly. He's like, what do I do?
That's what I mean. Like this pause is even worse. Like he got way inside shoulder. And we still maybe had a cover on Mets trying to cover inside.
Yeah.
Like Tomoko was probably going to beat him 7. He's so strong, Tomoko. But yeah, we had numbers there. That one really, that was no words there, bro.
Yeah.
No words.
I'm going to show you the behind view, and you can kind of see it. Like, it's actually, everything's kind of covered. I mean, inside push from Ali there, pushing out. Tohu's going off. Yep, sweet. And then it's nothing. It's nothing
out from Mets.
Yeah, it's like. I mean, that's kind of that we use Rapana as the, but if he just stays, yeah,
well,
it's
Mets
no man's
did the
land.
check. Mets did the
Yeah.
check and left, which was
See, I
good to
think he might have
see.
been going for it up under there. He thought it was like a kind of that tunnel ball look where you, I suppose
Yeah.
we've used it as with Tane
Yep.
um as a decoy, but it's kind of a no man's land still. But yeah.
Jeez, is that what some teams look like against us? Oh God, no, jokes. Yeah, that was pretty disappointing. Like when I watched that in real time, I was just like, I was pulling my hair out, going like, I don't know what read he was looking, but yeah,
What's this one? Oh,
all
this is the
right.
try.
Yep,
Yeah, so
beautiful
this is
pass from Shawnee.
yeah, and that's kind of part of the challenge with this system is that those passes are always deep because we have that diamond deep V shape.
Yeah,
But this is a pass that sometimes needs to be made.
yep. Love Rocco's early thought
Yeah,
of
no,
going
Rocco just
outside there.
yep, love it, love it. Um, yeah, a bit of
Yeah,
sorry,
Dal. No, Dal back on the inside.
Dell just awesome, bro. How about Dallin, man? Just
Man,
massive hit ups.
yeah, legit,
Far out.
legit. He's unreal. He went to fullback Dal in this one.
Yeah,
Got back
yeah.
on the
No,
inside.
look at Metcalf just sees it, eh?
I
Just
love
sees
that.
it. That's I love that. Just that kind of broken play.
Mm-hmm. Instinctual.
Improvise. Yeah, instinct,
Hey, you're
speed.
not beating Mets there. No way.
Nah, beautiful. But yeah, just I thought that
Sick.
was really cool.
100. And this is a
Yep.
Sheck's try.
Yeah. So Shek's
I
try
said
now.
it
We're
earlier.
gonna get into that talk about fullback and teamless. We're not far
Mm.
off it, but yeah, this is just beautiful, man. And I suppose we're gonna see a bit more of what he can do.
It's pretty
Um,
individual, this one, too. Like,
this
he
was
got it
just yeah,
early.
yeah,
Oh, bro. I like, because when like, I was coming up, when I was playing footy, I was obviously never as good as RTS and all that, but like, I used to, like, oh, bro, I
pretty
used to
close. I
sidestep
mean, I
all
wasn't too
day.
far off. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too far off. Nah, could have made it, back in the day. Nah, but like the sidestep was the only thing I usually had because I used to look after people like Benji and Shawnee and all these boys, Carmichael Hunt. I
Yeah.
used to love their sidestep. RTS's sidestep something I've never seen before. Like I love Shawnee's
Yes.
deception and he's very like he's got variables between his step. Like Sheck just he must have rockets in his calf. I don't know what it is, but he bounces so quickly one way to another like this, and it's so
Yeah.
hard to cover. Like this one, he bounces back outside when running on an outside look. Like it
And it
makes
just
no
holds.
sense.
Yeah, look, it just holds
Yeah,
strangely. Like he drops in, and then it's the old McInnes.
bro. And I'm
The
just
old
seeing
McInnes meme
knees.
where he's diving out.
Yeah, the around the world ones.
Yeah. I call it the McInnes now. Whenever I see anyone diving like that, I just call it the old McInnes. And then
Bro,
that
I'm
just the
just
shoulders to kind of Detroit right foot
bro.
hospital, left foot cemetery. Oh, I love it, love it.
I'm just saying,
And
like,
just
if
that,
normal
yeah,
people did that, bro, ACLs are gone. Like knees, like he must have strong as he's had an ACL problem back in the day, but like his knees must be amazing.
just one of those guys as well. Like takes care of his body, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like, but just bro, that was massive moment. I think
100%,
desperately needed that. Um,
100%.
I think it's my last clip. Little bit of Egan there from CHT.
I
His
noticed Lussick
service is
doing
really
this
nice
too.
too. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
noticed
yeah.
Lussick
Lustig as
doing this
well.
too.
They're all
So
trying to
obviously Egan.
yeah, they're all good. But from what you've seen of CHT, where does he fit in? If we learnt anything about where he's potentially gonna be, or
To me,
you know
I
what I mean?
kind of wish there was a little bit more time to see it because I think the last game it was like very very late on he came on. Like I like what I saw, like I really did, in little moments and that. But I I still don't see him being our 14 cover all the time, if that makes sense. I kind of
Yeah,
would like to see him get back to cup and like get in that six role, and especially if we do have Shawnee or Mets or something like that go down. I would love to see him as our next cover in that sort of realm and not worry too much about being a 14 and a hooker and really, dive into that craft. Because obviously he's
yeah.
learning off Egan. We just saw before. Like, I don't want him diving in too much into that craft. I'd like to see Lussick and Egan kind of get together on that one.
Yeah. Hey guys, we got 61 people in here. Whether that's on
Woo!
Twitter or various places. Yeah, we appreciate you being here. But if you are here,
Thank you.
give us a like, please. And if you're new, give us a subscribe. And if you're on Ash's page as well, guys, please give him a like, give him a subscribe. We appreciate you
Thank you.
all coming in and watching us here on All You Can Eat. Um, yeah, man. Well, that's it, guys. That's the video analysis. No more Minecraft. You can put your glasses back on or whatever you need to do. Freshen up. I know your eyes are probably taking you back to 1980. Atari or Sega Master System there, but you're back into reality here.
We're actually playing
Um,
Rugby League 1 on PlayStation 2 back in
Sharing
the
Army
day.
Rugby 95. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Ah,
fun,
look at
smelly and all that running out there, bro.
yeah. No, very nice. Okay, let's do this team list, my man. Yes, obviously the new RTS to start at fullback, Pompey into the left center position.
Yep.
Then we've got Egan listed. I think he is going to play. Then you've got who else is coming? Marata is back. He's back. The big
Woo!
man is back. Dill
Love
Walker
that.
is back as well. Far out.
Love that. Love
Um,
that.
yeah, and Bunty's holding that spot down over Ali and Jazz. Some interesting
Mm.
talking points there, brother. But let's start with RTS to fullback, man. Yeah, how will he play? And now we've seen glimpses of it the preseason. We saw in this game, stepped up, scored a try, looked really good. Now we've got a full week of prep, that type of thing. How do you think he'll
Yep.
go for this Sunday's game?
Just knowing Sheck, bro, I think he's going to be incredible there. Like, I think obviously, the biggest things I want to touch on with Sheck at the moment is like, I don't know if I wouldn't say he's lost the ability, like catching off a massive, like a big bomb or something like that. It has been multiple moments already this year that he has
Yes.
struggled under the high ball. So that will take time. So hopefully, within the period of him running at fullback this week and captain's run and all that sort of stuff, and we'll get some high balls under him that he gets back used to it. But just knowing just that daily end potential that he had, like, he's going to be incredible there, especially with more work rate. He's going to get through the middle. Like, I'm just the momentum through the middle we're going to build with RTS there is going to be incredible because obviously to start the season, he's been center. He's been posted on his center for a decent amount of the game. He likes to come in and get his work done, but him at fullback, you're going to see a lot more of him through the middle. Especially with that devastating footwork and these, the Knights with the Saifidi boys that are big bodies that aren't the best mobile movers. I'm really excited to see what could open up in this game here.
Yeah, it's exciting to see him work both sides of the park. Are we concerned about his taking the high ball, defensive reads, and how much of a concern is it for a one-off game? Because we do expect C&K back. What's your thoughts?
I think
there?
like, I think he's going to be like defensive reads for me. I reckon he'll be spot on with because I've always think that like no matter what, he has that in his back pocket. Like you saw it when he moved to center. He understands and reads the game really well. Taking the ball out of a high ball or anything like that comes with repetition, and like that will just come in repetition. So that's the only thing I'm kind of like sitting on. Like hopefully the boys get a lot of reps into him in training, and he gets comfortable just taking high balls and stuff like that, because that's really where high balls come into play. Is like you take them more times than not. A lot of times you're going to take them because like Tane did amazing in that Raiders game, taking all those high balls as well. Like
Yeah.
that was one part I thought he's grown a lot. But just the offensive ability that Shaq's going to have in this game is probably the big thing that we're going to be really, really excited about overall. So I'm very, very excited to see him with more ball in hand, of course.
Yeah, you're just thinking they're going to have to be really strategic about where they kick their balls and the placement of them, because Tane's been really good, and we've talked about how he's what he is.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the park, returning it or wherever it may be is just I say it's like a death by 1,000 stabs. I said initially paper cuts, but
Yeah,
this
bro.
guy was almost like he constantly gets on his front. He constantly is like breaking the line. And just can you imagine the build up of our sets once he can roam the field, should we say?
Especially with Egan at 9. Especially with
and the
Egan
Egan
at 9,
element
bro.
at 9. Yep.
Yep, and having that deceptiveness out of ruck, can pull one way, Sheck running off the inside of maybe Tohu or something like that. I can see that working really, really well.
Yeah, full tackle, kind of using a little bit of that support play. Yeah,
Hmm.
link play. Do you have a concern with the link play? I mean, we obviously use our fullback a lot.
Yep.
Or do you think he'll be in the right spots? Everything should go reasonably well.
I think like his ball playing is good. It's still yet to be seen. Obviously, off the back of our set plays, our double leads and stuff like that. I think the if he chooses to run first a lot, like he's going to get a lot of good looks there too. Like just off those double leads, there's going to be a lot of space for him just to really burn that inside defender and really create two minds. It's just really him. Yeah, maybe the ball playing's probably a little bit of like maybe we might look a little bit clunky as well there. But with his running game, yeah, if he chooses to run first more so than not and just get through this game, I kind of I'm looking at him being a more of a run first sort of fullback, and those out the back looks will happen sometimes and not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, good call by Detroit as well, saying RTS out the back will almost always demand attention from two players.
Mm,
So I reckon a lot of front door players should work well. So that's probably a Berry double lead lines.
yep, Capewell.
Maybe Kate will get a few touches there. Good call there, Detroit.
Yep, that's a
I
great
also
call.
think maybe he just getting him on the short side, like kind of broken play,
Mm,
like what we just saw there. Get him out at first receiver,
yep,
working with a center and a fullback and a winger. See what he can
yep,
create. Like there's just heaps of options there.
yeah,
And maybe we adjust a little bit of our game plan to suit, because we are very good from what I've seen is at being able to adjust for someone, and add
exactly.
to layers of attack. Obviously, the AFB try last week was awesome.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're overall confident, bro. Yeah, feeling good
Yeah,
about that.
maybe I was a little bit too harsh too, obviously with his ball playing and that, because we did see him that limited time in the trials, running with Ali Leotar, and that try that he set up there, where he really just burnt that inside defender and really put him in two minds. So that could definitely work as well. So it's a lot of a
That's
wait and see, obviously, but just check. Knowing the athletic ability that he has, he's a Daily M winner in the past. Like he's gonna get it done and get it done really, really well.
Yep. No, absolutely. Moving on to the bench, man. Well, not the bench, but the guys that are back, the starting five. We're one short, obviously, with C&K not back yet, but Egan, Walker, and Marata back. Are we at
Mm.
full strength? Even I
Oh, we're
suppose with
close to it.
close to it. Yeah, yeah. And how do we feel? Probably, I suppose we'll start with Marata. He's the only one that hasn't played this season. What impact does he make coming into that bench role and
Yep.
impacting the game?
Yeah, hopefully we knowing Webby and maybe his game plans and all that sort of stuff. I trust in Webby. He's going to bring him on at the right moments to really bring momentum back into the game. Sort of the similar ways he uses Dylan Walker. Dylan Walker more so, to speed up the ruck and that. I think Morata is just going to be a game changer to, bring him on maybe together as a two piece or something like that. And just having like the ball playing of Dylan Walker with Morata just running those like deep lines, with his speed and his power. I think that's where hopefully it does change the game and continue on our momentum spurts, because we've had the last couple of games, our first 20 minutes has been bang, other than the Melbourne game, obviously. And then we kind of have a little dip in that. Hopefully with boys like Morata and all that coming off the bench, we have a little bit more of like this. And then if we have a drop, bring him on, bang, get it back on there. Like we got class on the bench. That's a big thing as well. And
It's class.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And we're
yeah.
starting to see maybe what through the eyes of Webster, what he wanted to have to start the season, as we kind of touched on preseason chats and stuff, was what is his bench? Like we got Lusick, Niakote, Afoa, and Walker, and that's pretty much with most of those bench players like all healthy, if that makes sense. So this is probably what he preferred to look from the preseason.
Yeah, and actually, you may see some changes in terms of it could be Murata might be first interchange instead of Bunty.
Mm,
Maybe they hold Bunty back till the last,
last 20 or something, yeah.
20. Yeah, yeah. There's options there. But
Yep.
good word in terms of class. Class players make an impact. I mean, you talk about
Mm,
Barnett. Pulled Barnett off a little early, just to keep the momentum going a little bit. Put Bunty on. And
yep.
then when things kind of maybe leveled off, brought Barnett back on, and in instant impact,
Impact.
and that's what we're talking about with
Exactly.
Murata. Webby's got that freedom now to make a call. Okay, I'm going to pull off Barnett or AFB. I've got Marata. He's going to make some damaging runs. He's going to be tight on defense. He's going to, be really good at defensive reads. Oops,
Yep.
Kate went down. Okay, I've got Marata. He's class. I can put him out the back row like he was last year. Oh,
Exactly.
women centers down. Marata go out there. Kate will stay where you are. There's just so much.
So many
Yeah, good call,
looks.
but like good depth. There's and then like yes, SC Warriors saying that might be Marata now playing off of Tohu, and
Exactly.
you might get a bit more of a bite on that. Then the outside opens up. So there's just like we're all talking about really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Um,
depth, bro. Ooh.
yeah, depth. Yeah. Um, what's your thoughts on Egan?
Hmm.
Probably much been 2 or 3 weeks out now.
Yep.
Do you feel just comes back, full of, like nothing was missing? He never left, or is it kind of just sort of working himself back in? What might be his minutes? Do you think? How might they play this out?
I think the minutes will very much look very similar to the Sharks game, to be honest, in my opinion. More so because of the injury, and I think they're going to ease him in. Obviously, the start of that game, Egan got through a ton of work, and then we brought him off for Lussick. And then Lussick obviously had to come back on later on because of Egan's injury and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be very similar. We may see probably I would hang around that 50-60 role for Egan, maybe less. Lussick's been doing a decent job there, but like now having Lussick in that 14, he's not going to be that explosive 14 that's going to carry on that momentum. And that's kind of like where I'm going to sit now. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't think he will, but if we start with Lussick and then inject Egan, like especially
Yeah,
coming back with his injury and stuff like that, it probably wouldn't hurt to go that way. But yeah, it's really a wait and see, really minutes wise, and how he actually looks, especially coming back off an injury, off an arm, which is very vital, obviously in that hooking role. So hopefully he's
yeah,
gone there full health and ready to go.
yeah. I like the idea, and shout out to Detroit saying thought
Yeah,
Egan coming off the bench possibly it actually could happen. I mean, if, we've seen that before in terms of what was it, the Panthers game when he came back from injury last year at Magic and Lussick
exactly.
started. I think what the benefit of Egan starting is that he gets AFB, Barnett, Tohu fresh,
Yep,
and just can build off of that really quickly. I mean,
yep.
if you get Egan coming off the bench and you have Bunty and Ali, not just take Marat out for now, you're not
Hmm.
gonna get maybe the same, because those are the guys. Egan, Sean, Barnett, AFB, Tohu, those five
Hmm.
guys
Yep,
really in tune with each other. Like
they are.
setting up their shape, everything. So I
Yep.
suppose you kind of want to maximize that first window there. But I for the sake of like um, impact, I think I'd love to see him come off the bench as well. But that might be the argument for why he starts. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly. Like sort of like setting his blueprint as well in the game because I feel like Egan does very well with like he'll give certain looks early in the game and he'll come back to him later on and figure out what holes he opens up. He kind of
Yeah,
loses that a little bit if he comes off the bench and just is a spark player off the bench. So I do agree with you a little bit there. It just really comes down to like how bad of an injury and how hampered he could be. Like, hopefully he's full health, obviously, but footy players, man, like they play through a little bit just to get back in early and
yeah,
all that. So maybe, well, it's a wait and see sort of look, but I could see both arguments. Honestly, I prefer Egan playing a decent amount of minutes, but it really comes down to that injury, bro. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Walker back as well, which is
mm,
just great. A week off. I think he just continues on.
love that.
Great to have him back. Yeah. I mean, actually, I forgot about Walker. I mean, if you maybe brought Egan and Walker off the bench, oh, actually, now I'm changing my mind. I forgot
That
about
yeah,
Walker. So if you had
the
Egan,
injection.
Walker, and Morata, okay, there's
Mm,
I feel that. So actually, there's both. Yeah, I can see both sides of the argument actually.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
The
um,
versatility, bro, of the
the
squad, man.
versatility, yeah. Tay
We
saying
might be
Pomps has a year
looking.
of communication with Mons, so it's possibly the confidence factor. Yeah, sorry, bro, go brother.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're probably you're probably looking at too if you're looking at our full squad because I was really curious on like when Nick Cotter comes back, like who's going to hold on to that bench role out of like Afoa, Jazzy, and Ale, like who's going to be that front runner to be that other guy? Because for me, Walker seemed like a nailed on. Nick Cotter was a nailed on for me on the bench. Freddie has now become the nailed on because of the way Webby could have gone into the season, who was going to be that player, and Ofoa really holding on to that spot instead of like Jazzy. I kind of agree with it a little bit. Like if I'm looking at the bench, if we had Jazzy there, do we run? Does it look a little bit too small? Like I know like
Mm.
those boys can play in the middle and stuff like that, but I have like a bit of a size with Bunty. Like I think Ale could have covered that as well, but maybe Afoa with the more experience, maybe is probably more of a look there. But
Yeah.
overall, maybe Dylan Walker and Jazzy are becoming more of the interchange. If Walker's out, Jazzy comes in. If Jazzy
Yeah, I think it's kind of
Dylan
that
comes
thing.
in.
Well, I think Ali is definitely that Marata type impact guy.
Yeah,
Well, now that Marata's back, I think Webby's gone with like, okay, I'm going to get 10 minutes of pure defense out of Bunty here
yep,
just to stem the tide a little bit, and then I'm going to bring Marata on.
yep.
I think that's what he's kind of wanting right now. Let's answer this question from Detroit while we're here. What do you honestly rank our four pack when fully healthy? I think it is sitting top three, Def's top five. Us, Panthers, Broncos, and even Eels have a solid four pack plus Manly.
Even
Um,
the Raiders too. The Raiders got a really
yeah,
strong fallback. We saw
yeah, they
last
are,
week.
they are. What's your thoughts on that one?
It's kind of it's tough. Like you got to give the props to the Panthers forward pack over the years and years and years. So if we're going like championship pedigree and all that, like the Panthers win out, no matter what. The Broncos probably have the most talented pack in the competition, especially with Payne Haas, Paddy Carrigan. Like we're looking at like world
Yeah,
class talents and all that. Um, Eels are really, really solid. Like especially having someone like Maddo coming off the bench, and like, and then you have Manly as well. I'd probably say we're still probably about top three.
yeah,
Just because Adam Fanor-Blake for me is like a top three prop in the game right now. Mitch Barnett for me is so good. You got like Tohu, that's got to be top. Where would top four? It'd be top four, top five lock in the competition right now. Like you have
yeah.
Paddy
Still,
Carrigan,
yeah,
Cam Murray, like he's up there for sure.
yeah,
Um, and if you add in bench to our rotation there, it wasn't just starting forwards. Like I like the looks of like Murata and Walker as a forward pack too. So I'm gonna say top. I think we still hold a top three forward pack in the league, but it's definitely tight this year, especially with the Raiders
yeah.
that have an amazing forward pack. The Eels have an amazing forward pack. Yeah, that sort of look.
I think it's around there. I think it's definitely around there. I think if you look at the totality, adding the capable element, and you're getting
Mm,
Marata now off the bench.
yep.
And I know Blimmin, what's his name, was big on Marata off the bench. Old Anton, remember he talked a bit
Yeah.
about that impact that para. I think yeah, if you round it out with the bench included, the forward pack, adding Walker, Marata, um, and that, and then you got Egan obviously is the main guy.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, it is top three, top five,
At worst, top
and
five.
yeah, worse maybe top five. And I think our guys are very experienced. We've got an experienced put forward pack.
Yep.
Um, but totally, yeah, no, I agree with a lot of what he's saying there, Detroit. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We'll get to questions like that if we can, guys. And appreciate you guys in the chat coming through. We are trying to post them up as quickly, but we've got 76 people in here.
Love it, man.
76, 76ers.
So good to be
Joel and
back.
Beans. Trust
Joel
the process.
Embiid. Mr. No MVP
um,
this season.
no,
Oh, poor
yeah, yeah, yeah.
guy.
We won't get into basketball, but yeah, there's 76 of you guys in here. But please, give us a like and a subscribe. And if you are on Ash's page as well, fill up those likes and those subscribes. And then, guys, if you are here, wahsup TV, go over to Asher Thomas's channel as well and subscribe there. But yes, we will get into your guys' questions as much as we can. The
100%.
next topic, Pompey, the big
Mm,
Pomps.
big bumps.
And is the question may be, is Leatoa not ready? Or is this more about Pompey? Yeah, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think this is more on Pompey's end. More so being a left side center, playing in that left side. I feel like it was a straight swap there because most of the time, whenever I've seen Ali play, he's usually on that right side center. Especially in Cup this year, he's been playing right side center. Bump's been still on that left side. I think it was just a straight swap left side center for left side center. Bring Pompey in, and he was there last year. He didn't put a foot wrong really. Like all year he never got injured. Like he played every minute, and availability is the best ability overall. Whether we wanted impacts more so, like Ali for me would have been more of like bring him on because he's going to be that impact sort of center, like he's going to really bring something special. Where Bomps is like a guy that's sturdy and does a job and like gets through his post contact meters and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, like I feel like it's more so the experience. He's been there and he's a left side center, so it's a straight swap for me. That's really where I'm seeing Webby really put his eyes here.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I think I settled on Pompey. I actually didn't mind either, but from what we've just talked about Montoya, we
Yeah.
might get done. Montoya might doing a blooming Honda soon. He might be flying headbutt. He just doesn't trust this guy. Just panics. No, I'm gonna.
He might
Guy
dart in on
jamming
the
is like-
Saifidi boys or something next week, bro. I don't know what's going
Like-
on there.
The ball's still at the ruck. They play the ball in the middle of the field, and he's just started running in for no reason.
And New Zealand type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But I think
man.
that's a good point. Like it's literally just because I think he's trust issues. He's got daddy issues.
He's got trust
so we need to put
issues.
we've got a good Pompey there, and it's a one-off game. And very agree with you, Detroit there. And Pompey's experience got him in there. Jacko, yeah, good call. But yeah, I think he'll go well. I think he's got that nature about him. He's not too high, not too low. Pomps. He's very just kind of stays in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know in terms of pace and that type of thing. He's not the fastest guy. We know that, but what he does with his size, defensive reads, has good carries too. Some of his carrying is really good. So, no, I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that.
100%. I think he'll do a job, bro. As the boys are still pointing out, like Gagai, he handled Gagai pretty well, fairly well in those final series or whatever. So he can do a job against really good centers. It's just obviously, we just want to see him get in, have no errors, no problems, and just get out and do his work. RTS back in that center and Chancey back there hopefully next week at fullback.
Yeah, and Bryce Greaves saying if Mars can stop trying to solve every outside break by himself, I think he'll do enough to keep their right. Yeah, he's just got to kind of trust his man. Stand by your man. Yeah, he's just got to stand by Pompey.
Yeah, exactly. Stand.
Bear
by
with me,
him,
guys.
please.
If I do have to sing a tune, I just
Was that
certain
jazz
lyrics get
coming out, brother?
Yeah, yeah. But yes, will Pompey take over the kick? I think they'll stick with Metcalf. I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
Did you hear
Too
what the happening about that too, my bro? With
No, what was it?
apparently Shawnee carrying a an injury, due to that's why Metz has been kicking. I think it was a quad injury or something. A quad, like nothing major. It's just he gave up the kicking duties because of that. So whether Shawnee will pick it back up later on in the season, it depends on how Metz goes. Obviously, with his kicking and that, which I think he's been pretty solid at. He hasn't been amazing and he hasn't been too bad either. Like,
Yeah, he's kind of in that vein there. We'll get to this question here. Jacko's just pulled it up. Why are our hookers not kicking? I know Lussick has a top-notch kicking game, but he must have been told to let SJ do all the kicking. I'll just give maybe my thought, and then I'll pass it over to Ash. Yeah, it is a kind of an untapped thing. I think a lot of the time, just a kind of a dependency on Sean. I mean, they want to get to that bomb on, when they get to their 40 or the 50-meter line, they want to get to that bomb to set that defensive pressure. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm thinking. But what's your thoughts? Why aren't we using even Lussick? He's got a decent kicking game. What is that? What's the reason for that?
I think you hit the nail on the head, bro. I think every team's got different game plans and different strategies in coming into games. And obviously, Webby has really noted that we are trying to take out a lot of the big, strong outside backs from each team with fifth tackle kick or fourth tackle kick bomb from Shawnee. It's really tough, obviously, to do a bomb from a hooker. I do agree. I do love seeing players like obviously Marnie, and all that. Played for the Doggies. Lockie Croker's really good for it with Manly, like a 40-20 and stuff to kind of really
Yeah.
like switch it up out of hooker and that. But I think it's more of a game plan thing. I think, Webby's just trusting in like, him, Shawnee and Metcalf just to put like that, when they're about 30, 40 out, put it up in the air so that winger doesn't have a good run up and that to get through the line or doesn't carry in that next carry off it, like we did with Xavier Coates, and it really showed out for most of that game. Just unfortunately, Xavier Coates has something in his back pocket for late of that last game with Melbourne. So, but like with teams like the Panthers and stuff, I think, Webby's game plan really suits, especially against someone like a Brian To'o that does a lot of his really bad, like damaging work off, that second tackle run. If we can get under him really early and really stop him from getting those, off the ruck sort of runs, it limits them a little bit, you know what I mean? So the Panthers will still run Taylor May and all that, 100%, but I think it's more of a game plan thing.
Yeah, I think so too. And just quickly on this one, is it just me or Lussick not darting out of dummy half at all? I can't remember him doing that last. I don't think he's doing any of that. But I noticed some things where he's doing across the ruck passes. He's just not there right now. Yeah,
He's learning.
And he's learning. Yeah, Kiwi Raider, thank you, man. Coming in from Ash's page, Rocco versus Best is going to be. We're going to get into the combined 17 pretty much right now. But just tough. Yeah, Rocco's spot on with his kick chase. Yeah, and that's it. It's a model. It's a style. This is what they want to do.
Yeah.
Jacko's saying, yes, there was a prime example last week when Lussick got clean ruck ball just inside our 40-meter line with a gap to try a 40-20, which I know he can do. I mean, I agree with you, Jacko. I think we should be trying to keep the defense off balance, the fullbacks off balance. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what it is. Could be a trust issue. Webby doesn't feel, maybe he'd rather Sean with 80% accuracy on his bomb landing within the right over a Lussick one time, maybe bombing. I don't know. I'm just theorizing there, but I hope that answers your question, man. But look, we're gonna jump ahead and get into this combined 17. If you guys, so Wasby Knights, what are we, round 4 now?
Yes, round 4.
Round 4.
Season's going quick, brother.
It is, man. It is. It definitely is. It's flying by. But yes, let's get into this. Let me pull that up. This one's
tough, bro. This one's tough.
Yeah. Well, I'll follow your lead. I mean, the Knights. But yeah.
We'll see how we go. First matchup, bro. Our first matchup, bro. Don't do this to me, bro.
And Roger T. Russell Shit versus Kalen, the Delhi M cheating Ponga. No, I'm just kidding. I gotta go Ponga here. It's just in this situation, I think it's just Ponga. For me.
100%. 100%. Yeah. If we're going like RTS, probably 2018, 2019 RTS, I'm going RTS. But we're going off like what he's been doing lately and that, and Ponga is such a vital part to that Knights team.
Yeah, we're not doing an all-time like over the thing of their career. We're talking right now. What Ponga does for his team. You just got to give it to him in the situation. And RTS has been training as a center, so no, I think 100%. It's a simple one. Happy to move
just so
on
tough
there.
With the names, bro. Those names are so big. RTS and KP.
Yeah, KP for sure. Okay, so what we did last time, we did the best right-sided wingers. So it's Dallin, and who's their right-sided winger? Is it Jenkins?
Thomas Jenkins, yeah.
Tommy Jenkins. Yeah. Man, I love Dallin, but
you remembered.
No. What can you tell me about this one? Yeah, we got to go Dallin. But anything on Tommy Jenkins there?
Great player, man. Good little player. Come from the Panthers, had a lot of raps coming in, up for grades and stuff like that. New South Wales Cup, just tackle break ability that he has. More so a centre that's been playing on the wings here for the Knights. Like every time I saw him in Cup, he was playing centre for the Panthers and that. Got a ton of potential, but with the Knights having no Greggy Marju and that. Obviously Thomas Jenkins, obviously no Dommy Young too. Thomas Jenkins is being on that right wing instead of Anari Tuwala on this side, but great player, just not on Dell's level at the moment. That's all.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're giving that one to our man Dells. Left. We'll go right center. Rocco
Yep.
Berry versus.
Dane
That would be
Gagai.
Gagai's a red center. Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
Mm,
ooh.
tough one, that one, bro. Very tough.
Gagai with experience. Rocco on the come up, finding his
Mm,
kind of place. Rocco's
yep.
having a great start to the season. I haven't watched much Gagai. How's he tracking?
He's been good.
Um,
He's been good.
yeah,
Like he hasn't been like out of this world and all that, but had a decent game in that Storm game. That first half he had, I thought he was going to be in for a massive night. Had a decent night, obviously.
yeah,
For me, out of these two, like Rocco is still building and still growing. I love Rocco, and he's got such a big potential to be better than someone like not better, but like be up in like Dane Gagai's level and that. But I got to choose Gags. Like Gags has done it on
yeah,
like the Origin stage, has done all that. Rocco will be there though. Like Rocco's kick chase is just enormous for us. His defense is enormous. Just his attacking, it will come. Like he will come. He's got such a good attacking base on him. It's just obviously he's running in a system at the moment. So going
yeah.
Dan Gagai there.
Okay, and who do you think will have the better game?
And this one,
Yeah,
I would say Rocco.
yeah,
I would say
yeah,
Rocco.
yeah.
I think Bomps can do a decent job on Gags.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So interesting there. Interesting there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back my man Rocco there.
Yeah, I
Um,
like it. I like it.
I'll maybe if you're happy with the draw. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. I just feel he's come up enough to maybe that they're maybe on par. Now I may be way off, but I haven't watched much Gago, but I know he's
Mm.
got the experience. But I'm taking right at this very
This
moment.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, right at this very moment, I'm gonna go Rocco there. Enough. If you're happy with the draw,
Yep. 100%. I'm
okay.
happy with the
Well,
draw there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
Rocco's
on
had the
we,
better season so far,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Gags overall, yeah, it's
Absolutely,
got to be that.
absolutely. Overall, yeah, yeah. No, no, cool. We'll give that one the draw.
Hmm.
Pomps versus Bradman Best.
Yeah, both left side. Yeah. Uh love you, Pomps. I
Yeah.
love you, Pomps. But got to be Braddy Best. I still think Bradman Best still has consistency issues. He's a great player. Like when he's on, he's really tough to handle. But he's still young and he's still learning to stay consistent in the game and really inject himself as much as he can. He's to me in that like Katoni Staggs mold where I'd love to see him get more hands on the ball and get through
Yeah.
a lot more work. But because of how that left side's shaped and KP does a lot of work with Bradnam and all that, he's got to keep his edge as much as he can. But when he touches the
Yeah.
ball, man, he's incredible. So I got to go Braddy there. Even though I love Bomps, but yeah, got to go
Yeah.
Braddy.
Hey Bryce, just for clarification, what we are doing here, I know it's Pomps versus Gay Guy, but we're kind of doing the best in each position. So left
Yeah,
center, right center. Just so you know, we're not doing matchups as such.
yeah,
But yeah. Yeah, best. Gotta go with Birdman
got to
there as
go
well.
best.
Montoya versus Tuala.
Mm.
Um Tuala's game, how's he been going this year?
In and out of like he's starting to get a consistent spot because there's no Dommy Young this year. But even then, Thomas Jenkins probably will keep him out of spot. I'm guessing when Greggy Marju comes back. It's really
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to those two. I love Chihuahua. Like again, I don't know. That's starting to be my catchphrase and that. But
No, no.
I've watched a lot of Chihuahua coming up through the grades and that. And I at one stage thought he was going to be like a bolter to be like someone that comes into that Maroon squad. I didn't think he was going to be a winger for him, but be around that squad. I think he was at one stage. But I don't know whether the Knights just didn't have him in favour for a little bit. Obviously, he's not like the most crazy explosive winger of all time and all that.
Yeah.
But he's a great defensive winger and does really good work in defense. A lot of his best works on defense, in my opinion. But out of this matchup, bro, like I'm going Monty. Like Monty's work out of the back end is like leaps and bounds over Tuala's, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'll go Monty as well.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of Tuala over the years, but I feel Montoya's definitely got that. Metcalf. We're just going best halves.
I like this.
So Sean for me definitely wins the one of the spots.
100%.
Now look, Metcalf versus Gamble and Cogger. Where are we at And where does Metcalf sit in that kind of amongst that hierarchy?
For me, like I see a lot of people really, really high on Cogger, and obviously it's coming off being that Panthers fill-in.
Yes. Yeah.
Played amazing in the grand final to really unlock Nathan Cleary to have his massive moment and all that. I don't know what it is, and I could be completely wrong on Cogger all the way through, but he just reminds me of Sean O'Sullivan, like a player that has been an in and out sort of player for a long time. The Panthers have really made him into an amazing half in that system. But out of that system, even though Sean O'Sullivan had a decent year last year with the Dolphins, it's still Sean O'Sullivan to me, and it's still Jack Cogger to me, if that makes sense. So out of all of them, the potential-wise, I'm going Luke Metcalf. Like, I think that halves pairs a lot better because Jack Cogger is a bit more of a halfback than a six, where I think Metsk is a lot more suited to being that running six. So yeah, for me, I got Johnson and Metcalf, but that could be a little bit controversial to some people, but that's just me in my eyes.
Yeah, interesting here, and Jacko's even mentioning it here as well, is that Cogger is lucky to hold a spot. And interesting how guys that can fit so well in the Panthers system, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just insane how when these guys go on their own, they're just your normal player.
And like I'll put it this way too, like I was, with everything that happened with me and all that, but I was planning to like even talk about it or make a video on it or something like that, but I just didn't. This is the biggest thing I had against the Knights. If you had checked out my ladder prediction and all that, like the Knights were a team that floated outside the 8, I do think from memory. And the biggest reason was they signed Jack Cogger. He had all this hype from a grand final. But Jackson Hastings was amazing for him last year, and the way he unlocked KP, and within 3 weeks they've shifted him out, and it's going to be a merry-go-round. They can't get their combinations together. I understand like KP is the biggest thing in his team, but if you got to have a combination between all these boys and like really have trust in all like, if you're going to drop anyone, like I love Gamble, but like you'd probably drop Campbell out, but to drop Jacko, like that was really tough.
Yeah, I liked Hastings' game too. I like the way he plays. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll go, and I had Metcalf above Gamble amongst the 5'8".
100%.
So definitely, I'll give our halves that. Well, let's backtrack here. We gave one to Ponga, one to Dallin. That's one apiece. Draw, and
best won that one.
Best won that one. Monty. Yeah. So that's. And then Metcalf. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Was it 4, 2, 1? Maybe is that what right? I can't.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, a 3, 2, 3-2 or a 4-1 because they got that draw obviously with Dane Gagai and that. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So let's go. So there's 1 to them, 1 to us. To Dylan. Draw 1, 1, 1. Okay. Then we gave. What was it? Yeah, 1 to them. So was it 2, 1? Yeah, 2, 2, 1 with Montoya. 3, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. Yeah, 4, 2, 1. Yeah. To us. Yeah. Okay. Let's go through to the forwards now. AFB versus Saifiti. Jacob. Yeah. What's your thoughts? Are we doing the best props? Starting props?
Yeah, we'll probably we'll go with the best props and that, and it doesn't change really my decision. We're going off right now.
Yeah.
I'm having Ads and Barnett over.
I would too. Yeah, I think it's pretty. Yep.
Yeah, I felt like Saifiti boys had a lot of potential early on in their career, but for some reason they've just gone a bit wayward, and I think it's a lot with the Knights. Where Barnett, like if he was still at the Knights, maybe Barnett would have been in the outers still anyway. But like when we got him, we've molded him to such.
Yeah, we've turned him around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was saying, math, the brain ain't working, brother. Appreciate you bearing with that. You probably did the thing straight away, and we were like, you're waiting for us to catch up to you, brother. Sorry, Lakin, we're giving you Minecraft and now maths equations. It's not what you came here for.
The stream's lagging.
The stream's lagging now. Yeah, we apologize, brother. Yeah. Jackson Ford again has kept repeating this comment. Ford over Frizzell all day. He's just got it on repeat. We get it. We'll get there, mate. And when you're there, we'll pull it up, okay? Well, no, we appreciate you. We appreciate you,
Agree,
Jackson
Jackson.
Ford.
Jack and a Jacko, they all coming together.
Yeah, they're both Jackos. They're blooming tag teaming. Yeah, that's simple for me. Don't need to talk too much about Egan versus Crossland.
Yeah,
Nice matchup. Nice matchup.
decent matchup. Yeah.
The thing with these matchups is I feel as though like the Crosslands, the Brayleys, they're playing longer minutes at the moment than him.
Mm.
The Harry Grants, and we're kind of weighing towards those guys.
Yeah.
Is that fair, or are we disrespecting Wade Egan a bit here?
I'm going Egan over Crossland
Yeah,
all day.
cool.
100%, 100%. I think the biggest thing that holds Egan back in a lot of arguments is definitely, the minutes and his injuries and stuff like that also. But like, just taking that into account, like Crossland still has a lot of errors in his game. I feel like he tries really, really hard. I think he's a good hooker, like a good player to have on your team and that. But I think Egan, skill-wise, is leaps and bounds above Phoenix Crossland. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I just wanted to point that out. Sometimes the argument is
100%.
that because these guys play 80, it somehow warrants them better than I disagree with that as well. But you can get into that, falling into that temptation that oh man, Egan is. But no, don't think about minutes. Think about impact.
Yeah. 100%.
And quickly, Grief saying, I'd like to get one of the Saifidi brothers to the Waz, where we would get them to their true potential. Oh, good call there, good shout there.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. And Egan to make the Kiwis. Get on the citizen train. I like that. Yeah, let's move on to back row here. Here you go, Jackson. You want to put your comment up now?
Yeah, bring it on now.
Jackson Ford all day. So in all seriousness, where is this one sitting for you? Frizzell. Sorry, we doing? Yeah, is he the left? So left.
So Frizzell usually plays on
Are we
the
doing
right
best
side.
back row player? Just best back row, or are we doing left?
Yeah, we'll just
side,
go best. We'll just go best back row.
Okay,
we'll just
cool.
go best back row. And for me, like I get the Jacko call, but like Frizz, if we had Frizz, like I would love. I know he's getting older and that, but Frizz still has a ton of like punch and just that experience. Like Jacko's still got to grow. That's the biggest thing. Jacko's going to be incredible, and his work rate's incredible. But Frizzell gets through the work rate, but also has a little bit more punch, in my opinion. So I'm swaying Frizzell and Catewell, in my opinion. But
Frizzell and Catewell.
Your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah. Kai Pispall is good, but like he's still young to the game and he's got a ton of potential.
Yeah, ton of potential.
But like out of all of it, it's those three. It's Jacko, Frizzell, or Catewell for me. And for me, it's Catewell and Frizzell.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Sorry, Jackson Ford. Okay. We're talking ill of you. But I'm not going to really argue that. I'm going to just stay out of that one. I'm going to let them have that one. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I think Jacko's like he probably could beat out Frizzell. Yeah. But it's just we're just talking little errors here and stuff like that. But I think if we talked about if this is a game maybe later on in the year, I think we're probably going Jackson Ford. But
I don't know. Matchup maybe, but like if I'm thinking of like if someone was to build a team right now, if the Blues were to select right now, who would fill in for an edge back row role out of Jacko and Frizzell? I think Frizzell's obviously work rate, what he's done back in the day and all that, but also he's still got that now, and I think he does that a lot for the Knights. It just goes unwarranted sometimes. Did
I hear Jacko's a smoky for Origin today? Shut up, right? He's building him up, mate. He's building him up. No. Get out of here, Ash.
Sorry, Jacko.
Oh, man. Oh, Jacko.
Sorry, Freddie. That's Jacko.
Yeah. We're not sure who it is. Yeah, and prove them wrong, Tahi. Tahi's saying, prove them wrong, Jackson.
100%.
Absolutely. But if you actually did think of it, man, a Frizzell at the Warriors, that would actually look nice right now.
It'd be gnarly, right?
He'd do well in the system. Yeah, I think he would. Let's move on to a lock. Tohu versus Adam Elliott.
Watch old Ash bring out his catchphrase again, brother. I love Adam Elliott. I love me some Adam Elliott. But we got to go with Tohu. Like, Tohu is incredible, man. What Tohu has
Ah,
done for our club and just as a captain, bro. Like, I don't think there's an argument here. Elliot's incredible and does these higher work rate type of player, gets for a ton of work. And, like, it would be incredible to have him at the Warriors and all that. But he wouldn't start at 13 at the Warriors over Tohu. And that's the way I'm looking at
no
this one.
way. Yep, no, it's an easy one. Tohu for sure. I mean, we all know about him and what he does for the club and as captain as well. And
Yeah.
remember, this guy was bad. Was kind of people didn't want him as a captain. You know what I mean? And the way he does his captaining, he's very smart with his talking to the refs. You know, all that
100.
type of thing.
100.
I've put him above Mannering in terms of if he won a premiership.
Yep.
I think he'd some people have over Mannering right now. I think
We're gonna have to do an all time, bro. Me and
We have to
you,
do an
because
all-time
I'd
at some
love
stage,
to have
yeah.
that chat sometime. I'd
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Yes. And Khan's saying, don't forget about us, bro. Khan's holding me hostage here. He wants me to get everything over onto Spotify from my YouTube. Because I've abandoned my Spotify. If you guys don't know, I used to do wahsup podcast, but I'll try my best to get over there, Khan, and send all the trap. Because Khan wants to listen to and wherever he can. But thank you for.
Don't worry, Khan. I'll talk to this man.
We'll try.
We might do something. All right. We'll see. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see how we
we'll
go.
try our best. Elliot's wife would make more impact. Billy is a killer. Who's his
That
wife?
didn't need to be said.
Is she playing RLW or something?
Yeah, bro. And she's a killer. She's exactly what he says she is. I'd have her over the Saifidi boys. No.
Good shout, Bryce. Good, love it. Yeah, Tohu for sure. Let's move now into the bench. Now, guys, we do bench. We do the best 4 players.
Yep.
So, we've got from our side, Lussick, Newcourt, for Walker versus Brayley, Croker, Hetherington, Brody Jones. Okay, who's your first pick?
Out of all these guys here, my first pick, like Jaden Brayley's incredible. The only thing that holds him back is like his health. He's like so similar to Wade Egan, but like probably a lot more worse with like ACLs and really big damaging injuries because he's an incredible player. I'd have Dylan Walker though at 14. Like Dylan Walker would still be my 14 overall.
Yeah.
That would be the first one I'd look at.
Yep.
Then off the back of that, I think the next best out of all these names is Murata.
Yep.
He's got to have Newcourt there. Even though we haven't seen a lot of him off the bench yet, like being in that middle role, but I just think he's going to be incredible. He's just a classy player.
Yep.
Then off the rest of them, I would probably have Jaden Brayley still, maybe, as like a hooker cover. Him coming off the bench with
Lussick.
Egan
I agree with that.
Would be incredible.
I agree.
And then the last one, this one's really tough for me. Like, I know we've had Jack Hetherington before.
Yeah.
I've always loved what Jack Hetherington brings, but maybe he goes over the top sometimes.
Way too, yeah.
That's what sways me more to Bunty. So I'll probably have Bunty over Jack. But if Jack was to calm that down, which he slightly is this season, Jack's like skills is really underrated. He's quick, strong, fairly aggressive, very aggressive. Reminds me a lot of like early Barnett. So still needs more time to grow. So I'll go Offoa over Hetherington. But I just want to share my love with Hetherington as well.
Yeah. No, these guys are good players as well. Easy dubs. Yeah, shout out Kiwi Raid as well. Knights fans are not happy that Matt Croker and Brody Jones are playing sweet music to my ears. Yes.
Well, especially out of that bench, like Dylan Lucas. Oh, sorry, bro. Like, but Dylan Lucas missing out here. Like, and he's a great player as well. Like, AOB's making some really, really weird, tough decisions so early on in the season. So that's what worried me about the Knights and where they placed this year.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of chop and changing that shouldn't have happened so early.
And look at our guys just sitting there, man. These are great young players. Jazz, massive shift last week. Ali, massive shift last week. CHT, beautiful touches to close out the game. Tamaire, Leatoa, the next big thing. Man, it's just the depth we've got as you go down the line. Let's wrap this up anyway. So in the forwards, we had one Adam Egan. So that's 3.
Yep.
Frizzell, 1 to them, 3-1. Capewell are for us. It's 4-1,
Yep.
5-1, and then we got 6, 7, and 2 of the bench, and then another 2. So 7-3 plus the 4,
I don't have enough
11,
fingers.
11-5, 11-5-1. That's 17 people. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
that's pretty
So that
fair.
means it's 30 points plus.
Well, we're expecting this now.
Yeah. We've said this before, but nah, we know it should be a good one. But yes, now let's get into score predictions, how the game will
Mm,
play out. I haven't watched much Knights. I saw that they beat the Storm. Um, that's without a Munster, without a Jerome Hughes, things
yep.
like that.
Yep.
Um, what's your making of how this game will play out?
Yep. If everything goes right for us, I could see this being a 13 plus game for us. And I do hope that, especially with what we've shown very early on this year, we can really tire out these forwards. And that cover off the bench for me, like, leaves me licking my lips. I think we can get like a good, like, 24, 30 point game to their. They got some great attacking players, so I'll give them like 6-12. So I'll probably go 30-12. I think we can put some really damaging points on here,
Yeah,
honestly, and that's my honest opinion. Like, the Knights this year have been very, very flat, and I don't think any of the changes that AOB has been doing with the Knights is helping them at all. I think it's just holding them back from actually growing into
yeah.
a decent unit together. And I just think it's going to be fractures. So, like, I think we
Yeah,
can
catching a
really
team
go off
on
that.
bad break. Yeah, yeah. No, I
Exactly.
probably can see the same thing. We're building into our season. Um, yeah, and I actually love that. I think we got guys like Marata and Walker coming back, and even like it's hard for us to put Pompey down as a massive weak link. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So it's almost like we've
exactly.
strengthened our team overall, and then you're adding RTS. Like depth has been a great job by the club, CG, Robbo, Cappy, to kind
Yep.
of get us to this position right now where we're looking really good, and I'd probably agree with you, bro. I think, yeah, I think it could be definitely 13 plus. I think um, if we get everything right and stick to our game plan, yeah, we should definitely break them down there. I totally agree.
Yep.
So you heard it there first, guys. 13 plus.
Woo.
Book it. Go to your local betting agent. I'm just kidding.
Chuck us on, bro.
Yeah.
If you want any time,
Who's your anytime, brother?
anytime jam. Obviously, the obvious ones for me. I've got to sway to Dallin being onto the back of those sets and stuff like that. But I wonder, RTS should be around those like $2 to $3 ranges. So if he's anything outside of that, the
Mm,
350s and that, chop that up, eat that up, because I think RTS Outback's going to have a really, really good game. Um, Other than that, hopefully this is the game that Catewell gets on the back of a grubber or something like that and does
oh, that'd
what
be nice.
I've been saying. So I like the look of that. I do.
Yeah, no, very good call. And off topic here, Lakem linking some info in the wrong chat. He says, Walsh
Mm,
signs 5-year deal, 5.5. Wow,
true. Well done. Well done to him.
I thought he would have got a
One
bit more from it.
one point. That's
'Cause that's why,
point.
like 1.1 a
Math on
year,
top. Yeah, 1-1.
one
Yeah.
one a year. Well, that might be quite high. I mean, what was Haas was about the same, about 1.2 or no?
Yeah, I feel like they're maybe taking a little cut so they stay together as much as they could. Still a decent chunk, but like, yeah, I think they're all taking, like, because Mam was on like 700s, wasn't he? Or did he get Mills? I
Yeah,
think he was on
yeah, I
like
think
that,
yeah.
something like that. But yeah, well done to those boys. Obviously, it's always good to see like an ex-warrior do well, but also not, like, you know what I mean. But I want him to be
Yeah,
like, he was always one of us at one point, so I'll put him down as that. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
congratulations.
Congratulations. Back to our topics. Mistakes have let us down here by SC Warrior. We need to execute our attacking plays on a higher level, especially around. Yes, there have
Yep.
been some lulls in the game. I think we're rounding out. We're getting a little bit more control. I mean, I was having a chat with the guy on Instagram. We're talking about how we've noticed there's less of those offside penalties in terms of when we pin them down. Remember, we
Yep.
had at the start of last season, we had those line speed penalties,
Yep.
just too eager. And I think we've kind of settled our line speed. We're getting it right.
Yep.
I think we'll start to maybe see a few less penalties as we go along. I mean, there's obviously changes, the new kicking rules.
Yeah.
There's just multiple things. The leg grabs. That's kind of calmed down a bit. I think guys are getting their heads around.
All that.
You can't just lift the leg. You got to actually attempt to go to ground.
Yep.
All that type of stuff. So yeah, I think we'll get it right, and we'll get better as we go along, hopefully. But yeah,
I'm just really excited to see our attack in this one, especially our game plan and that. If we use it to the way we've been using it lately, I see a lot of drop balls out of, like, obviously Jenkins, as I said, usually more of a center playing on the wing, and Naru Tuala, decent under the high ball, I guess a decent work, but like if Shawnee keeps peppering him all night, we saw Xavier Coates cough it up, and we see like great possession that we have in good field position, and just beat him with our defense. So we've been doing it so well to start the year. Just continue building off it, because that is it. Like the Panthers do that to the best, and they're the best team in the comp. We can do something so similar. I've seen it with Rocco and all these boys. They get down there, they shut things down really quickly. That's how we beat the Knights. Get them out of good field position, because KP in good field position is where everything is a bit of a worry.
yep, yeah, good call there. And Khan saying Johnson will have a chip on his shoulder about Ponga stealing his Dally M medal and slap him up with like a little schoolboy. I love that energy, brother. I think we're pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
Just quickly on the Volkman situation, I'll just sort of a random topic, but Volkman kind of getting called out at the moment. Who's going to pay the rest of his contract? What's your thought? What happened there? Feel for Volks.
Yep.
A bit of a tough one. What's just your general thought?
I think my general thought is it's like now the later lands sort of come out, and the way everything's sort of going about things. Obviously, he was the one that asked for the release from us. And then we've ended up coming back and paying him for his surgery and all that when everything happened with the Dragons. And it came out later and all that, but it was good to see our club, put him under our wing and that. The money sort of thing is like, I kind of hope that we aren't the ones really to pay way too much out of that as well, because he did break contract, obviously. And the Dragons should have some sort of accountability for, putting him out on their fan base and saying that they've signed him, running him out there and training, and having him out there with yellow bib. And it's a sticky situation. It's a tough situation, but the way the later land is looking at the moment, his manager definitely hasn't done him any wonders. And it really is sad, because I wish he stayed at the Warriors, but yeah, it just is what it is.
It is what it is. And we wish him well. But yeah, thank you guys that's the show. Before all of you leave, please give us a like and a subscribe. It helps with our content. We're trying to grow our platforms. We're trying to do more really good content and support you guys. So we appreciate your support. Likewise, if you're on Ash Thomas's channel, please give that a like and subscribe. And guys, if you are over here on wahsup TV, shoot over to Ash's channel as well. Type in Ash Thomas. What would be the key words for searching you, bro? Ash Thomas Rugby League, or what's the best search?
I'm not too sure. I just search up Ash Thomas, and there's me and one other bloke. I'm not Ash Thomas Films. I am just Ash Thomas. Yeah.
I will put the name in the description anyway. So yeah, we'll sort that out. We'll fine tune. I'm getting better at doing that stuff. But if you got time, please go over there. Ash isn't far off from 1,000 subscribers. And he's putting in he's on 950. He's putting in massive work, not just Warriors content, NRL content, watch alongs, everything, man. So we appreciate you guys supporting us. Thanks again, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the Ash, the Madman Thomas. I like that nickname, man. The Madman.
Ash the Madman.
Ash Madman Thomas. I like that, Jacko.
Wait for Thomas the Tank Engine bar, but
Yeah, shout out the brothers. Now, thanks everyone for your support from wherever you're coming in from. We will be back on Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. For full credit to the boys, the post-match. I know there'll be a lot of people there to watch that, but come along on there. In terms of my content, I'll be doing a few previews coming out probably tomorrow or the following day. Wahnanga won't be any Wahnanga because we've been doing them live. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the Minecraft version of the Wahnanga. We'll try our best to get 1080p. But unfortunately, the streaming service may be cutting it down even slower. But we'll try our best. But thank you guys for all your support. Any last words, Ash? What content you got coming out this week, or you just where you at, brother?
Yeah. I'm just taking it easy this week, man. I
Oh,
will be doing my combined 13. So on TikTok, if you haven't got me on TikTok, make sure you go check out my TikTok canal. I've been uploading a little bit on that as much as I can. So my combined
beautiful.
13 of the doggies and the Rabbitohs. I thought that'd be a great matchup because they've just had such a big
Nice.
rivalry and all that. So I thought that'd
Yeah,
be really, really fun to do. With the YouTube side of things, I won't be doing a watch along this weekend. I just want to have time with my wife and my family. If you do know what happened, it was on my
yep,
YouTube and all that. So go check that out on my community page. But I just want to have some time with family around Easter. But I will be back and doing my thing straight back after. I just think family time is okay at the moment. And yeah, I just need to
absolutely.
cuddle up with my wife.
Yeah, absolutely, guys, and family time, especially over Easter. Enjoy the long weekend. For me, I
Yeah.
think I've got like 4 or 5 days off. I think I've got the
Yeah.
Friday off, Saturday,
Love
Sunday,
that,
Monday.
brother.
So enjoy all those moments with your family. Take time out. Take a break from footy. Take a break from watching wahsup TV now. But actually, if you got time, if you're
Come
getting sick
through.
of the family, jump on and watch a bit of the stream. But we appreciate you guys. Thank you always for your support, and we'll catch you guys on Sunday for the full credit to the boys. Peace.
You.